Hey, this is Brooke, functional medicine dietitian specializing in fertility, and this is the Fertility Dietitian podcast, where I help you uncover the barriers that are preventing you from optimizing your fertility and teach you how to work with your body to finally take home a healthy baby. Each week, I will be diving into different topics on fertility and sharing my perspective on physiology, metabolic health, nutrition, and lifestyle approaches that have helped hundreds of couples get pregnant even after years of heartache. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge you need to take back control of your fertility. Happy listening. Sleep is so underrated. Did you know that sleep plays a very important role in hormone balance and fertility? Sleep is a major foundation for fertility and something I'm constantly talking about with my clients. The harsh reality is that only 44% of Americans are getting good sleep, with most getting about 6 hours per night. That is not good for our health or certainly not our fertility. Sleep is a time for our body to rest and repair itself. Our body goes through major detox processes with our organs, including our brain, and our cells are repaired during this essential rest time. So if we aren't getting enough or the quality of our sleep is poor, our body takes more energy away from supporting fertility because it continues to work at these processes during the day. We know that poor sleep doesn't only negatively impact fertility, but immune function, hormone balance, mood, and appetite, all of which also impact fertility, right? So you may have heard of our circadian rhythm, but our circadian rhythm is something to get to know when we're talking about improving sleep. It's influenced by light exposure, so directing our sleep cycle and regulating our reproductive hormone production is a big part of our circadian rhythm. Light exposure when we should be sleeping can actually interfere with the communication between our brain and our ovaries, messing with ovulation. So poor sleep doesn't only play a role in regular ovulation, it is also associated with early miscarriage, preterm birth, and infertility. Okay, so the sweet spot for how much sleep we should aim to be getting is about 7 to 9 hours, with more recent research suggesting that women should be getting closer to the 9 hour mark. This research shows that women getting less than 7 hours of sleep are 15% less likely to get pregnant than those who are getting that 7 to 9 hours. Alternatively, women getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep are 25% more likely to conceive. Okay. And sleep is just as important for male fertility, too. We actually see in the research that late bedtimes, like past 11 o'clock, or 6 hours or less of sleep impairs sperm health. And I see this a lot in my clients, especially those with high DNA fragmentation. Sleep is a really big part of improving that DNA fragmentation, which makes sense because, again, our sleep is our rest and repair period. And if the body's not able to repair, it's going to create more damage, including in sperm and likely also in our egg health, as we see with the outcomes of poor sleep being associated with miscarriage and preterm birth and overall infertility as well. Okay, so sleep's a really big deal. And remember that we can't out supplement poor sleep, okay? You have to put the work in here. And I promise you will reap the benefits in so many ways. So you might be wondering how do we improve this sleep? Sleep in complete darkness for first. Make sure you're creating a sleep sanctuary where you have blackout blinds or curtains. You're turning off all night lights and little lights that might pop up on certain devices in your room. Complete darkness is the goal. A way to see if your room is actually dark enough is to put your hand in front of your face, about a foot in front of your face. If you can see it, it's not dark enough, okay? Decreasing screen time at at night is also a really important tip for improving overall sleep quality. No screens for 1 to 2 hours before bed is really the goal. And it can be really hard to do that cold turkey. So work up to it. Even if you're working in 15-minute increments, it can be a complete game changer because of how it's supporting the hormone transitions for nighttime. We need our cortisol hormone to decrease and our melatonin, our sleepy time hormone, to increase. And that melatonin is a really important one for helping us get to sleep and stay asleep. And it's actually a known antioxidant for supporting both egg and sperm health too. So we want to be making lots of it to support our good quality sleep and fertility. Another tip is to set a consistent bedtime before 11 p.m. Ideally, you want to be asleep by 11 p.m. to optimize those detox processes that your body is needing to work through. Those detox processes are very much tied to our circadian rhythm, and being asleep by 11 is ideal for all of that to work optimally. Okay. Moving your body daily can be supportive too. And this doesn't mean HIIT workouts all of the time, but going for walks can be part of it. Stretching, doing a yoga routine, doing some weightlifting can all be really supportive for sleep. Obviously, movement as a whole should be individualized. But those can be some really supportive things. Doing like a stretching or yoga routine as part of your bedtime can be really supportive as well. Getting natural light first thing in the morning is really, really helpful for our sleep at nighttime because of the way that it supports our circadian rhythm, right? Our circadian rhythm is responding to light exposure. So if we are going outside to get that natural light first thing in the morning before getting on screen time, before turning on those artificial lights, it can be a game changer for sleep. Okay. And then creating a wind down routine is also a really helpful way to improve sleep. It gets your body ready, supports that hormone transition to increase melatonin. This can look different for many people, but we can think about brushing our teeth, washing our face, maybe taking a bath, reading a book, listening to some calming music, journaling, just chatting and communicating with your partner, dimming lights. All of those things can be part of a wind down routine to support the quality of the sleep that you're getting. But just know that prioritizing sleep is so essential for optimizing fertility. And if sleep continues to be a challenge despite working on these tips, consider digging deeper. Your health and your fertility truly do depend on it. Okay. And you don't have to figure it out all on your own. I would love to support you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fertility Dietitian podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave a review to let me know what topics you want more of or less of. If you want to keep learning, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out my website for more info on my private coaching program, Master Your Fertility, or my membership community, Fertility Blueprint. And don't forget my digital store. Come say hi on YouTube and Instagram. See you in the next episode.